All right, here we go. Got the PTO up. I say install, but again, it's not, bolts aren't tight or anything like that. Just thread it in, get enough to hold it up. So we can see what we've got. And like I said, gonna try and mock up the pump, hold it up, and see where that's gonna extend to and where we need to put the pump support bracket. So we're gonna have to get that bolted on and or possibly welded. But I believe Kenneth said we can get it bolted on until we can get it welded. But that's it. It's up. That's what it looks like, and we're gonna keep going. Okay, and here we go. As promised. Oh, excuse me. As promised. It's PTO and the pump. She's up there under her own power. So, the support bracket, they've got different pieces that go, at least with the American kit. I don't know about anybody else, but they've got pieces that go to these bolts here. Basically, to fashion a bracket, to weld, or if you find a spot to bolt to this. So, we'll try and get that mocked up, or actually, probably what I'll do for that part of it, I'll probably take it back to them to let them weld up, since that's a quick deal that they can get to. And in the meantime, what I'll do is just make sure this has some extra support. I'll probably run a strap up here to the frame, and of course down around the other side, and then ratchet this just so that it sits still, or ratchet it to the trans, either one, just so that it has extra support. I mean, this thing's heavy. I mean, it's designed to do that, but it also is designed to work with the brackets, so I don't want it to run without the brackets. And I do a little bit of welding. I don't weld well enough for me to be comfortable welding this to it. So like I said, I'm gonna take it to them for that part. But we're gonna go ahead and finish with the install. And of course, this is the airport, and this head here is the sensor, the power that powers the PTO. Okay, and so I'll probably run this airline and this power line last. Kit does come with this stuff, but we're gonna just route it up with these cables, and we'll run it forward up into the cab, and we'll tie it into the seat air. Just probably makes the most sense. I mean, or I could tie it into the air here. Since my transmission was converted from a 9 to a 13, I've got the airlines back here as well, which probably normally wouldn't be there, so I can do either. But I've still got to run stuff that way, so it just makes sense for me to go ahead and run it all the way forward to the cab. For all practical purposes, I believe this is the discharge side, suction side. The plate is here, so that'd be the top one, and so I'm going to say that's the power side. And of course, we can always double check that once we start running through it and got everything hooked up. And this isn't a big deal as far as swapping these two around, if they need to be swapped around, or swapping them around in the rear, whatever the case is. But we can figure that out without without tearing anything up. So that that's pretty easy. But I'm going to go ahead, get these plugs off, get the fittings put in here, tightened up a little bit, and then ran. Hoses ran, and I mean, you guys are thinking with me here. Again, this is my first time doing it, So I'll probably that's exhaust. I was gonna say I'll probably run it along that side. The exhaust is here and runs along that side, so that side's probably gonna be warmer. Obviously, on this side, we've got a little bit more hardware to contend with. So, yeah. And obviously you want this to run cool because they're pneumatic lines. But I'll tell you what, we're probably just going to do this. We're going to go straight up from the PTO alongside the trans here. We'll go straight up here, catch the frame rail right here, and then run this stuff back towards the rear of the truck that way. And then we'll pop it up and attach that stuff to the tank back there. Yeah, so we'll get these plugs off and start fitting that stuff in. And of course, if you pop back in and see that there's a strap on this, I've already told you I'm going to do that prior to. So again, we're just going to get that some extra support. But I may do that at the same time that I pop the hoses up there. Alright, thanks. Okay, another quick video, and then I'm going to run and grab some breakfast. But here's what we got. PTO and the pump, both brand new. Again, shout out to American over in Irving, American Trucking. So that's what we look like. Now again, this is just up here, so this can be spanned and kind of clocked to wherever it needs to go, so that, you know, get these bolts in here and the flanges. But that's what it looks like. That's where we're at. And I'm going to pull this thing down so that it's not just sitting there with the weight on the spine and the shaft. So again, this is about what we were talking about for pump support. That bracket will probably go again here, and probably, you know, yank out two of these bolts here. That's closest, you know, that's what we're looking at. So we'll do that, and yeah, we're gonna yank this thing out, go grab some breakfast, and we'll be back. Okay, here we go, guys. Quick, sorry about that. The camera's got a little bit of dirt on it. Super professional, right? I know. So, here we go. The PTO pump, and I've started to run and mock the lines up where they're going to go. And again, this stuff isn't tight. I still need to put tape on those threads, all of the liquid threads, but this is just kind of mocking it up. The tank is back right there, and so that line is going to go straight up. Drain line, other lines, power line is going to go up there. I'll mock it all up. But again, be back in just a few. Bye.